Ernie Vigil. I'm native here, born and raised here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We're out here, we kind of look for random parking lots all over the city to practice our stunt riding. It's street freestyle. You'll see the bike here behind me, but it's a sport bike or a crotch rocket or a ninja, you know, is what people are familiar with. But we take those things and we put all these different trick parts on them and actually kind of evolved it into a sport. So, you know, here we are in the middle of nowhere training for, you know, to make the dream come true for what we love. You know, like anything else, when you first find something that you really love, you know, the next step is to kind of figure out how to turn that into something, you know what I mean? How to turn that into an actual occupation or a job. So, you know, me and all my friends back in the day, you know, we had to start learning how to film ourselves and how to put ourselves out there. So, you know, I don't know how many years later, we're still out here doing the same thing, you know what I mean? Still out here filming each other, making cool videos and all this different content for the website, for the internet. We did one here called Motorcycle versus Car Drift Battle 3. That's one of our popular series. It's the one with a police officer chasing us on bikes, doing all this drifting. We actually did that one, you know, that was another big kind of thing, big deal for me in Albuquerque, just that we were able to kind of do that here in my home city. That one we had cops come out, close down the streets in the middle of the night on Friday, Saturday night even. It was havoc and mayhem on the streets of Albuquerque. It was cool because it was something different for Albuquerque, you know what I mean? Albuquerque hadn't really seen that, at least on a motorsports level. Something where all of downtown gets shut down and there's cops out there cheering for you and they're letting you do all these things that, you know, you grew up knowing that were illegal, you know, and that you'd go to jail for. So like that little thing, you know, that we did and that chance we took, evolved that into a series now that has continued to grow and now lives on Monster Energy's YouTube channel. So, you know, little perks of living in Albuquerque. I think that's one of the reasons, or one of the many reasons why I still live here. We did another one, so this is the complete opposite. We did one called City is My Playground here. And one thing I noticed is that the city after 11 p.m. like just completely shuts down. So I'd always wanted to do a video between like 11 and 5 a.m. where there's nobody out, just kind of ripping on the streets and almost make it look like the city was dead, like I was the last person alive. And that's actually when I first met my girlfriend. I think that was like 2 weeks after I met her, and I ended up dragging her out every night. This was in December, from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the middle of December, like 18 degrees, and we're out there filming. And you know, she kind of got a rude awakening as to how fun this lifestyle is. That's what we did, and the video turned out good. And you know, here we are, I think, working on our third evolution of the series. So this next one's going to be in Aruba, I believe. So cool stuff. So Icon, who again is you know, my main sponsor, they help me, you know, throughout the year doing all these cool projects that, you know, if you follow us on the internet, you've seen them. But Icon's usually behind all those. So they sent me one of their new helmets called the Armada Rudos, and they just needed me to kind of do an unboxing video and unveil it and kind of just, you know, put it out there because it's one of the new helmets within the line. So just to try to kind of promote their products. And then I also have an older bike out here, which is a 2012 Triumph Bonneville that I custom built. And we're just kind of trying to evolve a series called Raw Rips, which is basically, the idea behind it is just taking a motorcycle and riding it in, I guess, in its purest sense, you know, to where there's no music, there's no fancy editing, it's just hardcore riding. And you know, I'm the type of guy that I just want to see people ride bikes because that's what I love, and I want to see, you know, different skill sets on different bikes. I love all aspects of bikes, from motocross to street to racing to flat track to hill climb. I mean, you name it, I love all aspects. So we were just trying to touch on that and try to do a little bit different on a bunch of different platforms of bikes for people to watch, you know, just entertainment, I guess. Luckily, I mean, we got into the whole stunt riding thing, you know, at the right time. It was still in its early stages, and myself and my teammate Nick, we were some of the first guys to really push the envelope of entertainment value, you know, and content, and trying to kind of turn this stunt riding sport into more of a lifestyle to where people can, like, almost, you know, vicariously live through you, because you know, not everybody gets to travel and do what they love for a living. And, you know, we were a few of the lucky ones that actually were able to turn it into something. We've been everywhere from Japan to all over Europe, France, Spain, Aruba, down in South America, El Salvador. I mean, we've got to see the world all through motorcycles, you know, and it's crazy because I went to college and I did, you know, everything that you're supposed to do when you're growing up, and you know, you graduate high school, you go to college, you try to find a career, and it just, by the time I got to college, it just wasn't for me. And it wasn't until I truly found something that I really loved that I actually started taking it seriously and actually started devoting my time into trying to turn it into something. So, you know, it's like motorcycles gave me an education I couldn't pay for in school, because it wasn't until I wanted something that bad that I actually dedicated my time and my efforts to better my craft to, you know, eventually turn it into a dream. And, you know, 10 years later, here we are living the dream. Just, you know, it's like I said, you know, until you find that passion that you have, you know, for something, you'll never really, you know, dedicate yourself. And, you know, if there's something you've always wanted to try, go out and try it. You know, you never know, you might like it, and it might, you know, kind of captivate you and pull you in, and you know, years later you might have a career that you never thought you would have had. I think a lot of people are just afraid to try things, you know, afraid to jump in and kind of dedicate their time into doing something that they love. So, you know, don't be afraid, just jump in. You know, that's what we did. I don't know how many times my mom told me she'd rather me just work at McDonald's and get a real job. She still tells me that. But, you know, it's that whole mindset that kind of keeps people locked down. So, you know, I wanted to break out of the mold and kind of turn it into something, and you know, be that kid that followed his dreams. So, you know, anybody could do it. It's just a matter of wanting it. So don't be afraid.